came up to the ridge and glassed this drainage that I was glassing last night, and it turns out that group of bucks is just the same group of bucks from opening day, which none of them really have any shooters in the group. There's one that's borderline, and then there's one cool character buck that I would maybe consider shooting on like the last couple days or so. But since I am on a different vantage point now, I glassed into the drainage I've been hunting, and I spotted that 4-point again. He literally crossed this giant drainage yesterday, so either I spooked him out or he did it on his own. So either way, I've got him spotted, and I'm just gonna watch him and see where he beds, since he's the biggest buck I've seen all trip. Alright guys, so the 4-point that I was watching earlier, he went to a terrible spot, so I'm gonna leave him alone for today. But I did come over, and I'm sitting in a different vantage, and I'm looking into a different drainage that I haven't really glassed before, and I just found a freaking giant buck. He's in a bachelor group. There's another nice 4-point in there too, but this big buck, he's got matching inlines, and then he's got a little sticker, and he's just tall and heavy. He looks like a really nice buck, so he might be my primary focus for today and maybe even the rest of the trip. He is a really nice deer. That's exactly what I'm looking for out here. In the wide open. I didn't think that there was even a chance I could lose them. But as I was switching my vantage points, my glassing spots, I lost them. I have no idea where they went. I've been looking for the last 45 minutes or so looking for them, and I can't find them, so kind of disappointed. I wish I would have been watching. I don't know if they got spooked or what. I doubt they got spooked by a hunter. I'm like 10 miles in at this point, so I doubt it was a hunter, but I guess it could have been. But I'll just have to sit here all day and try to relocate them. It's the morning of day 6. I came back up onto the spot I was in yesterday, looking for that big buck that I saw yesterday morning. spent pretty much all day yesterday looking for him and wasn't able to find him. He's way back in here. I mean, just to get to this spot is 2 miles from my camp, and then another 1.5 miles or so just to go on a stalk, and I'd have to lose probably 1,500 feet of elevation and then regain it just to stalk him. So, I mean, that'd be a long pack out, and then it's probably about 10 miles from the trailhead. So that would be just a really long pack out since I'm solo. I mean, I'm sure it's feasible, but it's not ideal, that's for sure. And another thing that's got me worried is there is a winter storm warning. Supposedly a big storm is supposed to blow in tomorrow, so I'm probably gonna back out either later today or tomorrow morning before the storm hits. It's supposed to hit like around late morning, so I'll probably be hiking out in the storm, which is fine. I just don't want to have to sleep up here and wake up to a foot of snow. So that's what's going on for today. If I can't find a buck to stalk, I'm probably just gonna back out due to this storm warning. Alright, I did not bed any bucks this morning. All I saw was that one small buck way across the big drainage. So I'm gonna actually pack up my camp now, and I'm gonna move it back to where I was originally camped. And then I'm gonna hunt tonight and tomorrow morning, and then I'm gonna leave my camp in here and I'm gonna pack out because there is a winter storm warning for tomorrow, and I really don't want to be here for that. It's supposed to get down to 5 degrees at night. I only have my 20-degree sleeping bag, so I'm gonna have to find a shop in town that has a bag liner so I can keep hunting the rest of the week. I have 6 full days left of hunting. About a half a day or a full day is going to be burned due to this storm, so we'll see what we can do with the time that we have left. Got my camp set up and it is super freaking windy. I'm kind of sketched out. I'm wondering if my tent can hold in this wind, but I guess I don't really have another choice other than to back out tonight. But kind of wanted to glass the evening and see if I can't find a buck for morning before I back out for that storm. So I don't know, we'll probably just risk it. I hope my tent holds up though. Alright guys, I'm gonna go get over up on that knob over there. That's where I saw some bucks cross over the other morning, and then it'll give me a chance to glass the backside of this ridge, which I think is where that big 30-inch 4-point could be. It's the only spot I really haven't looked for him, so I'm gonna go check it out. Well, as you can see, I checked into a hotel. I actually checked into a hotel on Monday night, ended up hiking out and checked into a hotel, and then yesterday the storm hit, which was Tuesday, and now it's Wednesday morning and it's still snowing, so I think the plan is to just bail and go home. I did leave some gear up there, so I'm gonna have to come back in a week and come get it, and I'll have about 5 more days to hunt when I do that, but it'll be towards the end of September, so I'm not sure if the bucks will still be in the alpine or what, but I don't really have another choice because there's about 4 to 6 inches in town here, and I can't even imagine how much snow is up 4,000 feet higher, probably at least a foot, maybe more, so I don't even think I could drive to the trailhead, so I really don't have a choice at this point other than to back out and regroup. Just coming back in here. Well, first off, I wanted to drive up the road, see if I can even make it to the trailhead today. And it turns out I could, so I decided to just come get my gear so I didn't have to leave it. And as I was hiking in, I jumped a small buck, and it was the same small buck that was running with that 4-point on opening day. So I knew he had to be nearby, but he didn't jump up. So I glassed into the willows, and I saw him just laying there. I could see his antlers. So I just snuck into 35 yards. And when he stood up to feed, I just shot him at 35 yards. The shot looked back. Oh man, I don't know how I hit him back. I don't know if I hit a branch or what. And I could see it sticking at him, but he's bleeding good, so that's a good sign. I'm nervous. I hit him really far back. I'll just give him some time, and hopefully he's dead. Alright, here's where he was bedded. There's first blood. Right there. Looks like light-colored blood. And then I went through these willows, crashing. I was over here. I hope he's dead. I mean, it looks good from the blood trail, but it always looks like more in the snow. Oh, I hope I got him. And this looks like quite a bit of blood to me, but that looks like it's spraying. Looks like it's spraying. Just found my arrow. Completely covered in blood. Well, guys, I just found my arrow, and it looked good. It was covered in blood. I took another couple steps and looked down. My buck is laying right there. I'm just, oh man, I'm overcome with emotion. I have not killed a deer with my bow in over 2 years, and I have worked extremely hard ever since then. I practice sometimes twice a day. I scout, I hunt a lot more than I know my wife likes me to, and to just not have it pay off for a couple of years, it hurts. So to finally have it pay off when all the odds are stacked against you, I'm solo by myself in the backcountry. I was literally just coming in to get my gear. I had left some gear up here the other day before the storm hit, and I had plans to come back in and hunt, but this storm was a little bit worse than I thought, and I'm shocked I even made it up the road to the trailhead. But once I was able to do that, I figured I might as well come get my gear. And then I had plans to come back later in September, but man, I can't believe the amount of luck I just had to hike in to get my gear, and I jump this buck's buddy right off the trail, and he doesn't spook, he just stays there bedded, and his friend came back and bedded with him, and then I snuck to 35 yards and put a lethal shot on him. He didn't go but 120 yards or so it was a good hit. Oh, there he is right there. Oh my goodness. What an unbelievable experience. Great way to top off this hunt. So it looks like I did hit him just a touch back, but I must have still got lungs because it's bubbling pretty good there. All right. Well, here we are, backcountry of Colorado. I've been solo I was packed in for 6 days solo, and then I backed out because of this snowstorm that came through. It was just a freak winter storm that hit September 8th. It's like almost unheard of, but it dumped a bunch of snow, so I backed out the other night, and I left some gear in here. And my plan today, I was actually gonna head home. I was just gonna call it, and I had some time later this month that I was gonna come back here and try to get it done on a buck. And then as I was driving by the dirt road to get to the trailhead, I thought, well, I might as well go up and see if I can get to the trailhead, and if I could, then I was gonna come get my gear stash. So I was able to get up to the trailhead, so I decided to hike in and just get my gear now so I didn't have to worry about it. And then I figured I might as well take my bow with me. You never know what's gonna happen when you're bow hunting, and sure enough, I'm thankful I brought my bow. If I wouldn't have, I definitely wouldn't have killed this buck, but I would have been really disappointed with myself. So happy I brought my bow. I'm happy I brought my camera. I almost left both of them, quite honestly. So I did not think that coming in to get my gear is when I would have success, but apparently the success comes when you least expect it. I mean, it's amazing how hard you can work, and you feel like it's just never gonna happen, never, and then it'll just all come together just like that. It's crazy. This is actually the buck that was above my camp, actually opening day, and I passed on him that day. I didn't even really want to stalk him that day because I knew there was a lot bigger bucks, but after a week of hunting in here and not seeing a single deer that I scouted, at least any of the bigger ones, I just knew it was going to be a challenge to get any bucks. So, man, like any quality 4-point in my eyes is a trophy, especially when you're solo, backpacked in with a bow. Like all those variables on public land. I mean, all those variables make it just that much harder to get it done. So you can't be too picky sometimes. Sometimes you just have to take what the mountain gives you. And this hunt was giving me nothing good, so I wasn't apprehensive to take what I could get. Super happy with him. Alrighty folks, I'm all loaded up and ready to go. Got the entire deer and all my gear on my back, and it is extraordinarily heavy. Whew, this is gonna be rough.